Today we're at Avantec here in Germany. But before I tell you all the details, the history, the story, the growth, the excitement, I gotta show you something. Let's head inside. This, my friends, is what I had to show you. DMG Mori qualified products. What does that mean? One of 1,000? 1,000 partners? One of 100? 100 partners qualified. No, this is one of one. One of one in titanium in the world. DMG Mori qualified products. This is how you know you're getting ready to see a tour of something unique and powerful that could change the way you do manufacturing within your facility. Let's step back outside to learn a bit more, but the full story of this coming during the tour. Now that you know the partnership, the importance, the significance of titanium, the capability of titanium. Yes, this is a company that started in 1989. They're in over 26 countries. We're getting ready to step into over 15,000 square meters, and we're gonna learn about a product that works directly with you. And as you already know, because I've already gotten your attention about it, they crush the super alloys. It is not about how much something costs, it's about how much something can make you and how fast it can be done to make you more money. Mike, my friend, how are you, sir?
Hey, Tony, how are you? You made it.
Yes, thank you for having me. Super excited.
Super excited.
Yeah,
me too.
This is one of those possibilities that the audience doesn't get every day.
No,
we get to engage
sure.
with them. We get to show them something they've maybe never seen before. Quality they maybe never seen before.
I have something I can show you today, definitely, and show the difference from Avantec to everybody else.
Well, I know you've traveled around the world showing people, so now it's time we do it on camera,
we
right?
do it on camera,
we
you're
bring
right.
them all in here.
Yes.
But I see you here, and to be fair, I think you and I are of similar age, and these folks look a little bit younger, so I'm assuming this might be the apprenticeship program.
Yeah, it's the apprenticeship department, of course. Even as a mid-sized company, we need to build a young generation foundation for us to grow and be stable on the market. So we still run, even if it's expensive, we run an apprenticeship department. It's just safety reason, and we train our own people. So we build the future for Avantec.
About how long does this take, Mike?
Regular in Germany, it's a fixed program for a machinist. It takes 3.5 years. It's a mixed training in apprenticeship. That's 2 days in school per week. The rest is practical. And then after 3.5 years, you're an official machinist or welder or anything else in this department.
Hands-on training like this at a company that's as elite as yours is, learning something that maybe they won't see anywhere else. What a great opportunity for these kids.
And for us also, we can guarantee to produce and get young people involved and carry on our knowledge, you know. Nothing's disappearing, you know. We are getting older, of course we are getting older.
Not here though, right?
No, and not here.
Not here.
So we need those young guys. We need those young guys for the future. That's definitely the way to go.
I agree, 100% agree. And to be fair, I think you and I could probably, because our passion lies in bringing in the next generation, probably talk about this for the rest of the episode, right? But
the whole day, if we could, we could even go and make our own parts. But
should we just switch this all up, start making parts now?
No, I think the audience will see. They want to see Avantec. You know, it's much more than apprenticeship.
Let's do that then. Let's educate the audience on why a company like DMG Mori would make you one of one in titanium. I already introduced the audience to that. Now they get to see the expertise from 1989.
1989, you're right. Family company, family driven.
Important.
All the knowledge keeps in-house. We are proud. I really, what I like is everybody identifies with Avantec. You know, we are not, it's not like a label on my shirt, it's way in my heart, what I'm doing every day. And that makes it so much easier to enjoy it.
I do not disagree with that at all. And I can feel that from you as well.
Yeah, and you know, especially traveling around the world, helping customers, it's tough on your body, it's tough on your mind. And when you hate it, you can't do it. So
yeah. And how much time do you spend in places like the US right about now?
In the US, because it's my main responsibility, 60% of my work life, I spend 12 to 14 weeks every year in the US, supporting our subsidiary in Pennsylvania, seeing big customers, traveling around the US, enjoy the whole country, and
Well, You are welcome in the U.S. anytime.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for supporting us. What do you think makes Avantec unique for someone who's learning right now for the first time?
Yeah.
We've already said the titanium thing.
Okay,
So
yes.
I'm gonna imagine there's something in the super alloy world that makes you the selected option, the chosen choice.
Yeah.
What do you guys do differently that allows you to be this high-class
High level,
company?
okay,
Yeah.
What we do is we really we still sell in a difficult world outside a fully ground system. So every insert in our cutter bodies is fully ground. So we control the edge prep, we control the chamfers, we control the chip breakers. And for me, since 2007, that I'm working for Avantec, that's the way to go. My mind is you need to cut material. It doesn't matter if it's titanium, heat resistant stainless steel or cast iron, you need to cut it. And that gives us the benefit on the market. It's a hard competition, of course, but we are not even a niche product. We are the application guys. So the tool is my help to get my work done. It's not the focus number one. It's more than that. And the edge preparation and the high positive cutting angles we are able to put on our tools, that's the key feature. And in a regular world, we can say we save, compared to others, 30% from the cutting forces because we have those high cutting angles. And those 30% I need to satisfy my customers and machine more material per minute. And there's the money.
And less wear and tear on the machine if we're not applying as much force.
Of course, that happens too. You know, you save money on your spindles. Even the power consumption reduces. The whole machine appreciate a soft cutting tool. In the end of the day, what people first when I introduce or first we work together never realize. But I have customers. They call me, "Hey Mike, I'm running my spindle since 10 years with your tools. What's wrong? Is the spindle still good?" Yes, the spindle is still good because we are free cutting tools.
That is probably a story that we don't focus on as often as we should when it comes to the longevity of machines. The machine makers out there, rightly so, want us to understand the foundation and the casting, the vibration dampening.
Yes.
Partners like RegoFix out there want us to understand the precision of what happens when we have an imbalance in our tools and our cutting tools, the expensive carbide and what happens when we break them too early and all of that. But to understand maybe an unsung hero of less power required, I think that's something we need to highlight. So thank you for doing that. Let's jump back into the theory of Advantec or the philosophy of Advantec in just a moment, because I know the audience probably wants to know a little bit about what's going on these MCO machines.
We have still MCO machines. We are not buying every from our blankets, like the cutter body blankets out. It's not outsourced. We still manufacture blankets for cutter bodies in-house, especially when we go away from the catalog items. The catalog items are standard items. It's easier to buy them, outsource them, but special tools we manufacture from raw material to the end product. Then we can guarantee the whole process in one hand, and that makes us very strong. We can nail down every single point and okay, why it's not working, especially when you go into new tools and especially when you go into special tools. When you make a full profile cut and you don't know if your blanket was good, you never stop searching for the issue.
That is so true.
And that's the reason we still run expensive machines. Turning is also, it's not a cheap process, but it's necessary for us. It's definitely necessary for us.
Now, Mike, when I hear you describe this, the wheels in my head do funny things sometimes. And I think about, does this also mean that if I have a unique problem, because you are so vertically integrated, that you can potentially solve my problem quicker as well, because you don't have to go through 25 different people to get it approved, to get it designed? It's more like almost face-to-face, right?
It's very face-to-face. It's always face-to-face with our customers. We walk the extra mile for them. We make the U-turn for them. I don't want to, push me up in the sky, but that's other little differences. what we can do. And let's say we have a cutter body and the screw pulled out because of maybe a mistake on the thread. I can really quickly nail down what is the issue. You know, I go into the quality management, I talk with the guys, I say, hey, I got cutter body, it's an identification number on. What happened here? Day 1st of January this year with this cutter body. And that helps me, of course. I don't need to talk to a bunch of people to get my problem solved. And in the end of the day, you know, the customer problem is then my problem, and I want to fix it. And a fully documentation and knowing the people, you know, and I can use the shortcuts in the company because of our size. That helps so much, and people appreciate it in our modern world, because a lot of our customers, they don't know what they manufacture next week or end of the month. So
very true.
That helps extremely.
I would imagine that someone with your wisdom and expertise, experience since I believe you said 2007,
2007
right?
For
also
Avantec.
appreciates the ability to step into a quality room and make a change right away.
Yeah, yes, of course. I live my dream in manufacturing, you know. I'm almost self-employed. I'm independent. I talk with my boss. I talk with quality management. Of course, I follow our structure rules. I don't go too much away from the past, but when I need it, I can do it. So,
you sidestep and come back if you need to.
yeah, but don't tell my boss.
No, and don't worry, we're not recording or anything right now. We're not sharing with the whole world at the moment.
Okay, but I see they can keep my secret, I believe.
So DMG Mori, it looks
Yes.
like we're cutting some bodies over here.
We are cutting bodies. Now we are getting back to your first sentence. We are DMQ partner, and we are the specialist for titanium machining. We are the only one listed in the DMG world. So of course, this partnership started when we bought our first DMG machines. And to be honest, I'm really impressed of them still. I remember 10 years ago, we put them on the floor, and the next day we are making products. So it's great. It's
a nice testimonial.
It's testimonial. Again, those little things that makes the difference.
Yeah, for sure.
And for us, because right now on the DMG, there you can see it's a big 100mm finish cutter. That's a semi-special tool for machining crankshaft webs. So the large crankshafts for maybe generator motors. That's a big business in the moment. I know from the US, you know, a lot of hospitals and also the KI world or AI world, they want to have energy sources as a backup. So those big engines, they are going through the roof. And we jumped in, we are making special tools, and we are using standard tools to machine, 2.5 meter, 3 meter crankshafts.
So I have two questions now. I'm going to try to remember
Yeah.
both of them. The first one with the DMGs right here, and I know we're going to head over to your quality lab in just a minute, is what did you guys do that was so unique with DMG Mori in the world of titanium to become one of one? How did you do that?
Let's say...
Is this a secret you're not supposed
it's
to
not a
share?
secret.
Okay.
It's a usual thing. We help them, like we always do. Application that was, you remember, everybody remembers in the media world, there was this famous German car builder. He wanted to have a 24-inch titanium wheel. Nobody really could machine it because long reach tools, titanium grade 6, hardened. And there starts the best relationships when you help each other.
That's really a great answer.
And yeah, that makes us proud, you know. We machined titanium with a high feed cutter and had achieved 120 minutes tool life. You know, everybody was freaking out.
I'm about to freak out right now, actually. I did not know that story.
Yes, and that was the launch before, happened with DMG. We had relations, but this, you know, titanium rim and this extremely tool lives in titanium, that everybody had a click and say, hey, who is Avantec? Huh?
Yeah.
Who is it? And we know them, but hey,
now we know them.
Now we know them.
Now we know them.
Let's look together. And yeah, you see here, everybody thinks it's all automated, but still we need
humans.
We need humans to really yeah, get the product in the end of the day perfect for us.
I like that that's happening, honestly. And automation is important in many sectors, and where it can be
It's
applied, we
necessary,
should.
yeah.
It's necessary, but the human touch.
Yeah.
The human touch. All right, we've moved into quality now,
Quality
but I
now,
still
yes.
have to ask you the second question
Sorry.
from earlier. No, it's good, because this is a good, quiet
Yeah, it's a
room
little
to
bit
ask
quiet.
these questions, which is, what areas of manufacturing are you currently thriving in? Because we just mentioned a couple. Where is your focus for anyone who's watching right now and is now going, oh, Avantec. Okay, I'm starting to learn.
Of course, history-wise, we are a very strong cast iron manufacturer, even with what people think is not possible with high positive tools. But it's possible, it makes sense. In the end of the day, you know, everybody knows, okay, you push your negative tool too much, you have breakouts on your casting. And when you cut the cast material, it's different. You can push it better. So, big engine world, of course. Then we have the small engines, you know, like Godzilla engines and things like this. Then everything around the engines, so conrods, big crankshafts. The small crankshafts, it's not our world because it's not our feature. You know, it's on a turning machine, and there we are not very good in. Then, of course, everything around aerospace, so landing gears, wing spacers, all those things.
Defense.
Defense, yes, we do. You know, it's always difficult to talk about.
Sensitive subject.
Sensitive topic, but you know, you got those armored vehicles. So we make the underplate, the carrier plate out of titanium. Then we make the side plates out of hardox. We make they call it safety room on a tank. All those plates, we machine the slots and the outside profiles.
I think now is a good time also to bring up, when we started this, when I first walked in to greet you, there was a slogan on that banner.
Oh, you
Tell me about that slogan, because now would be a good time, as we're talking about industry,
Yes.
to show the importance of your slogan and how that applies.
So our slogan is, okay, we got the maximum Q. And Q, everybody in our industry knows, stands for, we call it Zerspanvolumen in German, but it's in the US, or in English, it's a metal removal rate, MRR. And Q is our foundation, because everything in manufacturing, beside of maybe finishing application, because there the surface finish or the size is the prior point, is about how much material I can machine off the part in a minute.
Yes.
And the Q is, for me, I started with Avantec 2007, and that is pressed in my brain, you know, and it makes sense, you know. I can compare everything with everything, every tool with every tool. Depends how much material I machine per minute. There is the money, because we know, okay, it changed to the past. Tooling costs were around 4%. It went up now because also of the crisis with the tungsten supply. So we talk about now 6 to 8% in the process, but way over 30% is the machine. Is the invest from the machine. And as quicker I can machine,
the more we can make, the more money we can make, the more time we can save. We all want 36 hours in a day. This is kind of the way to do that.
That's the limit. And of course, automation cuts down costs, but still there are costs.
All right, so I have procrastinated enough to ask you several questions, because this room is so quiet and nice, and these young people are doing quality work. So I think it's important to say micron and sub-micron quality testing in this room, right?
Yeah. We think in sizes less than a hair is big.
A hair is massive in this world, yeah.
Massive, and we have tight quality regulations, especially the declaration is overseas. We have 100% quality inspection.
Of course.
Especially for like this tool we saw on the machine earlier. It's now we call it master insert. We have a master insert that it's extreme highly precise ground, and that's the reference point. So we measure, oversee every tool with inspection report.
With your quality, I guess you have to. If you're running a material like titanium and Inconels and these super alloys.
We have to. But also, especially when you go into finish cutters or you go into full profile tools for engine blocks, our customers appreciate and require some points. They store the data, you know, they need also when there's, you know, when a when the engine blows up, they are responsible. So they nail down every single step in their process, and we need to.
You know, that goes back, Mike, to what you were describing about your processes as well. If you don't vertically integrate with your carbide, you're constantly searching for where that mistake might be.
Yeah.
Your customers are doing the same thing.
Yes.
So what it sounds like to me is everyone's doing the best that they can, if something wrong happens, to figure out where it went wrong and immediately fix it.
And the world is not perfect, we know it.
Only you.
No, I'm happy I'm not perfect.
Yeah, I'm happy to be not perfect also.
And you know, mistakes happen. We are all humans, and when you have a structure to find mistakes, it saves a lot of time and money in the end of the day.
You're right about that.
Yep.
And now, speaking of time and money, we've walked into the grinding world.
We have been in a high-tech world previously, but now we're in the high-tech world.
Yes. Running 24 hours, right? 7 days a week.
7 days a week, 24 hours. There is our, here is the most brain involved in every single process, starting with my senior boss, Gustav, that founded the company in '89, and he's now 86, and you can ask him. He will definitely say you every single step on grinding an insert. So it is passion.
It is.
I need to say it. It's passion. It's a feeling. It's to be proud of what we do. And yeah, we are now in the grinding department because I told previously we grind every insert to have the perfect edge, axial and radial runouts as low as possible, because everybody knows in the industry when inserts are on a different height, radial or axial, it has an effect on tool life. You know, tool life drops when one insert is high because it gets more wear on it. So
is now a good time to talk about the uniqueness of the carbide itself, secret ingredients, secret coatings, partnerships with other folks that are growing along with you?
Yes.
Because this is, to be cliche, a little bit of your secret sauce to go along with your angles and your ability to be flexible and work one-on-one with your customers. Your carbide is a bit unique as well,
of course, that's the carbide is, in the end of the day, is the foundation for everything what we do, you know, together with our bodies that are out of high tool steel grade. But people sometimes of our size never think about it, but we work together with smaller companies, smaller carbide suppliers, smaller coating suppliers, because coating is also a very, very important thing on an insert. Our plans for the future are to invest in coating machines for ourselves, but it's a high-tech process, so you always need a professor or somebody to hire, and that is very expensive. But yeah, we have bigger carbide suppliers, but every carbide supplier we use is pressing the inserts in our molds, in our own molds. That makes us very unique. So we are not interchangeable on the market, because when we can put inserts from somebody else in our color body, we never know what is the angle or what is the edge prep. So we have our own inserts. They are, of course, they have a DIN ISO standard, but they will fit only in our bodies, because we control the pressing process through our partners, not worldwide. We keep in Europe with our carbide in the moment, and our own molds. Then we like to get small companies involved and grow together. You know, like a neighborhood coating company, they started with coating steel, and now they coat inserts because we told them what we want. They could realize, and that makes us also flexible.
Yeah,
a little bit away from what is on the market, but still it's of course the regular coatings, but with those little details. Like you said, it's a carbide mixture, but my boss tells the carbide company, hey, I want a little bit percentage of this more, this less, so it's customized for us.
Is it also fair to say that this is not an inexpensive process, but you at Advantec are unwilling to sacrifice quality for cost, and you invest in that, right?
Yeah, of course. And we are way not the cheapest on the market, I can tell you.
Maybe price per part after making a cut that's dominating titanium.
When I started in 2008, I had a nice customer, a big customer in Pennsylvania. They were machining crankshafts, And I made my introduction. I showed him a video from our porcupine cutter, and the guy, okay, let's run a test. I sent him the prices, and he told me, hey Mike, that's the most expensive most expensive insert in my place. Please give me a chance. Wait on the end of the day. 6 weeks later, he called me. He bought 25 porcupine cutters in one shot and said, hey Mike, that's the cheapest insert I ever had. So, like you said, it's cost per part.
That is the story that's important to understand as we convey cost versus price.
Yes.
The price might feel expensive, but the cost at the end of the day, you're winning.
Hey, you see a Formula One race? Are they using cheap tires?
Of course not.
There's no way.
It's a good way to die if you're going to do that.
Yeah, you lose the race, and we want to win the race.
Exactly. All right, so now looks like we've slid into another area,
Yes.
different machines. What are we working on here?
So on the other side of the building, we produce our solid carbide heads. So that's that's not unique, but it's a very interesting way in the moment because of the raised carbide prices. You have a steel shank and you have a carbide head that you can mount to your steel shank. And that means when you use solid end mills and you just use the tip of the end mill, you buy a whole tool. A lot of carbide, high invest. So
For very little part being used.
yes,
Yeah.
just for the tip on the front, or maybe you make a slot that's 5 millimeter deep and you buy a whole carbide end mill. In the past, it was not so important, let's say, but now it weighs and weighs and weighs up because of the rising prices. And there we have we call it easy change system, because it's just a steel shank. You have one screw, you put on your carbide head, you can machine, take it off, put the next one on and machine for a reasonable price.
And can they be reground as well if you want them to?
It depends on the volume, you know. When we have like very big customers that use 1,000 per month, then it makes sense to regrind.
Yeah, okay. Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I did hear a rumor as I see this whole filtration system and these blue buckets right here. That
Where are your hands?
Yeah. I don't know if I'm strong enough to lift it, but if we could ask our camera to come right over here to what looks like thick mud. That is actually very valuable black gold, right? I mean,
Yeah.
not actual gold.
No, but it's a carbide mud. Let's say carbide mud, and we got this blue barrel here, and let's say it's easy 20K in the moment.
Wow.
So,
Nope, I can't steal it.
no,
Maybe you could.
no, also no.
They don't know this, and this isn't really part of the story.
Okay.
But this dude was a Celtic Games winner, by the way, so he might be able to lift that up. But not these tiny muscles.
No, not anymore. No, of course, filtration is very important. There's a lot of money, you know, in the carbide mud, and also filtration, the oil. I think with this new central oil tank, it saves us a lot of money per year, because it's since day one in the facility, so over 15 years with the same oil almost.
I think you paid it back.
Yes,
Whatever
I
you
paid it
invested
back.
in it.
And then with our green roof, you know, we produce also a lot of electricity.
Yeah, let's talk, as we
So,
slide into your
yes.
R&D facility, let's talk a little bit about your climate control, your roof, because you always keep it as, which I think is probably rhetorical at this point. If you're going to be this good, we
Yeah.
know that you're climate controlled, but I think we should talk about it anyway.
Yeah, we have, with this new building, we had the question, okay, how much green we go? And especially when your consumption about electricity is high, we need to cool down our whole facility. You know, tolerances, a degree more or less can
Matters.
have,
It really
has
matters.
an effect on every micron.
Yes.
So we have a green roof. We have exchange from outside to inside heat. We have solar panels. We have water, rainwater recovering. So we went already a very day of the art building. So it was necessary, I think.
And thank you for doing that. I think that's important for not just your business, but also for the environment.
Yes, for
And,
the
and here in
environment.
Germany, here in Europe, you guys do pay attention to that.
Yes.
All right, we've made it into R&D, which is one of my personal favorite areas, because this is where you can see what can and cannot be done, right?
I like it too because that's the only place I'm allowed to break tools.
I'm gonna see if I can open this door because the parts on the up. Can we? This is why I have friends, right? You've got a friend in me. All right, so you guys can get inside and look at some of these components. And actually, I'm gonna grab this one right here because one topic I want to talk about is that beautiful power grip over there in RegoFix. And the reason is because a young man that may have something to do with your company by the name of Tim.
Yeah, Tim, yes.
He mentioned to me that you guys like to put a lot of load on your tools to see what can and can't happen. And this power grip actually brought you to that success of what was possible and previously there was failure.
Yes, yes. The power grip, and everybody knows that once a porcupine cutter in his life knows, okay, there are some pulling forces because of the helix on the cutter. Regular holders struggle with it, especially when there's a lot of pull forces. And the power grip, I'm still impressed, unbelievable.
Yeah.
I can't tell you. You know, I can run this tool with 20% of the diameter engaged, and it still comes not out of the holder. It's unbelievable. I would like to know how it exactly
And
works.
I know you're trying. I know you're trying to pull it out, right?
I try really to pull it out. But no, for me, the solution that works in our world and not only in our R&D world, I transportate these solutions also to my customer because I want to build these relations with companies that can help each other, you know, in this big world of machining, because it never hurts to give a suggestion, you know. I say my best buddy at my biggest customer, hey, talk to the RegoFix guy, and my tool will work better, and that will give you a benefit. Or go to a fixture manufacturer I know, or let's say MTE, I know that are strong machines. So those not fighting against each other, working together with each other, I think it's a very good solution.
And speaking of MTE, you have a great relationship with
Yes,
these guys
we
as
do.
well. To my knowledge, they do predominantly testing with your inserts inside their facility also.
Yeah, they have a big facility in Montabaur, Germany. We are on every machine in their R&D department or in their showroom. They sell a machine, they make a lot of turnkey also, so they need to do test cuts. They come to us, ask honest questions, we give honest answers, and the last 15, 16 years, a very strong, friendly relation is grown, you know, and with a friend you can deal easier. And not only talking about good things, also when something happens, you can talk about the bad things too. And then from good things we learn a little, but from the bad things we learn the most. So talk about bad things, talk about what happened, change it and get better.
Yeah, as painful as it might be, that is probably the most powerful way to learn. And if I know anything about the German culture, the Germans will fight with each other, make sure it's right, and then have a beer and celebrate. And then no problems again.
Yeah, but my dad always taught me, you know, go out for one beer makes no sense. So we have always two.
I like that. All right, now that we've celebrated a couple of your partners,
Yes.
let's talk about the importance of the R&D itself, because I mean, we started this whole conversation off with apprenticeship and letting everyone know who's learning about you that we work one-on-one. If you have a problem, we'll solve it. 50% off the shelf, 50% just for you, right?
Customized,
so this is kind of the conclusion of making it all work, and your lead times are 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks for something custom, and that is also unique in the industry. So this is where all that accumulation comes together to prove it out.
Here a lot of things come together. We machine parts from our customers away from their production to save time and efforts. You feel the room is not the highest. We built this building. We had the idea to make an R&D department here in this part of the building, but never anybody was thinking about the room height. So we went on the market looking for an R&D machine. We need a strong machine. So we need a good foundation. We need a good spindle. We have a CAT 50 spindle on with 36 kilowatt on the spindle. And MTE was one of the less that really customized the machine for us. You see, there are a lot of windows, what is not usual, but we do trainings here in-house, so people want to see, and they almost want to get chips in their face, you know. You can touch the window with your nose and nothing will happen. So, and then also they really cut off a standard machine for our height needs. There's a good foundation to see, there's a big table. So it was the best decision we made. So
Yeah.
they are not far away, so service is also easy.
I like that they put all the windows on. In my opinion, I think they should do this for trade shows as well, honestly. Then everybody can gather around and take a look. But something I think is important, Mike, and probably your R&D team could tell me better.
Yes.
But when I want to test a tool, I don't want to just test it from X and Y. And I don't want to just test it from Z.
No.
So the ability to change angles, which is going to be very beneficial to the industry as a whole, to say, no, we have a unique process. We need it to be at 33.5% angle in order to make this first cut to see what kind of pressures we can put on our tools. Like all of what you decided to do with this machine investment has allowed everyone that you work with to really push the tool to its max to make sure that it works.
That's the reason we have a multiple head, so we can swing around with the head. But also, we can check cutting angles. You know, we don't need to grind something. We can twist the head and see what happens. Where are the forces going in? Because with a high positive insert geometry, you need to keep focus on where are your forces going into the cutter body. So that's the reason we need to be flexible, and we need to push it. We need to really push it. And otherwise, it's not successful.
Well, I think the young man who helped us open these doors loves pushing the tools, right?
Dirk is
one of the best.
He's the guy, yes, of course.
Yeah, of course. And I like how he walked on camera, a little bit of like a very prideful, you know? And you talked about the pride of the company as well. So yes, young man. We've done, in my opinion, quite an exceptional tour, describing to the audience what makes you guys successful, brilliant in the industry. But is there anything that I haven't asked you today before I step outside and move on to the next adventure that maybe you want to convey to the audience?
Yes.
Or did Tim tell you to say something today? No?
Tim? I don't know. You know, he's my best buddy, but he always hides.
He does. Well, we found him now. He's in trouble. He doesn't have a microphone, but we have to show him at least on camera, right?
What I would say is a lot of, especially new customers, they wonder when a sales guy from Avantec comes in without a catalog. And that's because we are all high technical sales guys, and we are really application driven. And there is a catalog, there are standard tools, they are very helpful, but the application is on our focus.
Good saying. All right.
Thank you.
My friends, I'm going to step outside. This is my buddy Mike.
Thank you.
As you can see, we have a full family here as well, all here to take care of you. I hope you've enjoyed this tour, but yeah, I'm going to step outside, give you a closing message. It'll be a secret to these guys until they see it in editing. How about that? There you have it, my friends. I don't know. I really enjoyed that one. I hope you did as well. Mike is a superstar, travels the world, been to so many different countries, focused on the US right now. As he mentioned, he's there regularly. And the awareness is important because for you folks out there, when it comes to figuring out who maybe should be your partner, who you're working with, and why. Avantec, they're working on their marketing, they're growing. Their marketing team is actually one of the nicest teams I've ever met. However, it's our responsibility to connect the dots, build the bridges, let you know some of the partners out there that we're continually to bring up and showcase, because you don't get partnerships like that out of nothing. This is something you may have never seen before that can help you win, that can help you thrive. Yeah. Dedication since 1989, family owned and operated, and the ability to vertically integrate and be flexible enough to solve your problems within just a few weeks. That's Avantec. This is how we win.